Morning, guys. Currently 7:30 a.m. Um, it's October 31st, so technically Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. Um, it's going to be the start tomorrow of the 30-day challenge of me trying to upload a video every single day, get consistent on my YouTube channel. I wanted to talk about this concept that's been on my mind for the last few days. So I've been in the self-improvement sphere for about 5 years at this point, really since 2020, when a lot of people say the timeline split, so to speak. Um, and I've had this mindset of reaching higher and trying to strive for more, trying to improve myself, improve my life, improve the overall quality of my life as well. And since I joined Orthodoxy, since I joined the Orthodox Church, my life has gotten both better and worse in a way. I think I have a better sense of reverence for God. I fear God a lot more. I have a better understanding of the attitude we should have towards His grace. I have a better liturgical understanding of how worship is actually structured. I have the assurance that my faith is the same as the faith of the apostles and the disciples. But I don't get as good sleep. Things are harder to do. My routine is kind of messed up. I feel like there's more pressure behind me. And it really feels as though the last year or so, since I've tried to pursue Orthodoxy, since my full conversion on Pascha, when I was chrismated and I took the Eucharist for the first time, it was as though I've been breaking down my psyche and my habits and my mindsets ever since then. Because before I was Orthodox, I felt like I was closer with God in a way. I felt like, I could go through my Monday and Saturday, and even if I sinned or I relapsed into some habit or addiction that I was dealing with, and, I was still in right standing with God, and it wasn't a question of salvation. Now it feels like my Monday through Saturday is spent drowning or trying to keep my head above the water and just make it till Sunday, which is the only source of hope that I have throughout my week is in the liturgy. It's like throughout my week I feel terrible, or rather I feel burdened, and then I go into the liturgy and it's like, well, that kind of washes away for a bit and I'm just with Christ, and it's the assurance that it's not dependent on my own personal feelings of whether or not I'm with Christ. I just know that I am. So that's a major source of comfort. Um, and in a way, you could use that argument to say that Orthodoxy is bad. You could use that argument to say that, oh, well, then that's proof that you're not on the right path because, if it's with anxiety, it's not from God. And it's like, well, I don't even think it's with anxiety, though. I really think it's just I'm being broken down the further I go into it because I think I'm striving for Christ truly this time. And I fall away from that path constantly. That's, I mean, I'm the chief of sinners. I have no merits to my name. I haven't done anything that's reflective of what Christ wants me to do. Anything that I have done right can be attributed to Him and Him fully. So it's not about what I do, but I think you can use this argument to say that Orthodoxy is true. Because the Bible says, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? So, if you are losing things, if you are losing everything, you're losing sleep, you're losing your schedule, I think that's evidence that I've switched over from a different kind of self-improvement, so to speak, because my mindset, like I said, for the last 5 years has been to strive for more, climb higher, build more. But in Orthodoxy, the true Orthodox view of improvement is not in how high you build up, it's how far you dig down. And a house is only built as tall as the depth of its foundation. So in Orthodoxy, it's almost like it's the full embodiment of that verse in Romans where it says, I must decrease so that he may increase. And I really think that that's what's happening. It doesn't mean that you have to be getting terrible sleep. It doesn't mean that your routine has that your routine has to be awful. I mean, that's my fault, obviously. I'm on month 4 or something like that, trying to really fix that, and I haven't found progress. But again, I think that's just further evidence of the fact that Orthodoxy does work, and it is the true church, because it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be this one-time solution. You're not supposed to feel good. You're supposed to be with Christ. And I think in moments where we can connect our sorrows and what we've been through to Him, Him being the man of sorrows, that's when we're with Christ more than ever. And He's with us through it all. He's with us through our joy. He's with us through our wrongdoing. He's with us through everything. But I think especially then, in our sorrow, in our depression, in our demise, when we've fallen down in the mud, crosses on our back, threatening to crush us, He's underneath that same cross, and He looks at us and He says, let's do this together. So, that's all I had. Um, Happy Halloween, everybody. God bless.